It has been a long time since I've done one of these. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going back to our roots, back to what this channel started with. We are doing 5 tips that will change the way you play. 5 tips I wish I knew when I started playing Rocket League way back in the day. We have everything for you today. Links in the description for training packs. We're covering the mental aspect of the game, the warm-up, the in-game decision making, everything. It is about time we got back to posting what this channel was built on. But on a real note, guys, I know some of you won't be too happy that the channel has kind of strayed away from this tutorial-based content, and that's kind of because I don't think I have much more to teach, really. I wanted to change up content and post like the highlights every now and then and kind of go a different route, as well as still maintaining some of these guide videos, but I am still going to be looking at different kind of videos to post other than just the tutorial stuff. Now, for those of you who don't know, as well as posting on YouTube, I stream every single day on Twitch. I'm going to be trying to upload to the second channel a lot more with Valorant content, and there's also a Thanovic Clips channel that is doing pretty well considering it's pretty new. And on top of all of that, I'm also the manager for an RLCS team called Gaming Gladiators, who have OSM as their coach. So yeah, there's a lot going on behind the scenes. Being a manager can be pretty stressful some days, but becoming a manager can be pretty simple for those of you at home with Top 11. Top 11 is a football management game that's available on iOS, Android, and your web browser. Plus, it's free. As a manager in Top 11, you are in charge of every single aspect of your club. Signing players, running training, setting up formations, and ultimately leading the squad to winning trophies. You're getting the whole manager experience. Top 11 is already being played by 240 million players worldwide and is available in 31 languages, which means you can play against other managers from around the world. You can play with your friends. You can team up and form an association and play against other groups of managers. There's a little bit of something for everyone. Now, there are 4 competitions happening in every Top 11 season: the League, the Cup, the Champions League, and the Super League. But on top of that, you can also set up your own friendly championship and form a league with anyone, your friends, your colleagues, housemates, family members, anyone you want, all to compete for the bragging rights of who is the best football manager among your group. Then there's the customization. You can customize your playing grounds, you can collect jerseys and emblems and lots more. There is genuinely something for everyone. So if you want to join in, download Top 11 today using my link in the description. The first thing we're going to look at is confidence, and I don't think many of you realize how much it affects your gameplay. This was actually something brought up to me recently while playing Valorant. In the middle of one of my matches, I was borderline missing every single shot all game and I was getting tilted, and one of my teammates got on the mic and said, "Hey, you might be having a rough match, but do not let that affect your confidence. You're better than these guys. Once your confidence goes, so does the game." And he's 100% right, and that goes for any game, especially Rocket League. The mental side of this game is way more important than people seem to understand. If you go into all your games feeling good about your gameplay and how you're playing, you're going to perform well. If you go in doubting yourself or tilted, you will perform badly. It's simple. Making sure you refresh and take a small break after a really tilting game just to allow yourself to cool down could save you from tilting even further and another loss. You will never want to play well tilted. It will only ever lead to pain. Now, to build your confidence, you need to understand the different kinds of confidence: self-confidence, confidence through knowledge, and confidence through strengths. Now, self-confidence is kind of like the through line, the one that you all know about, where you're kind of vibing and you can do whatever you set your mind to. This is the one that backs up all of the other ones. Now, confidence through knowledge is the one that I find myself playing towards. This is the type of confidence where, as long as you know what you're doing and what your intended goal is with each play, then it is much easier to feel at ease because everything feels intentional. Now, the last one is knowledge through strength, which comes from seeing results and getting better or more skilled. This one kind of comes into play when you pop off in a game. Hitting a nice shot or just doing some kind of sick play brings your confidence up, and then you kind of feel happy the rest of the game. You need to try and tap into that, but long term. As long as you can play into one of these throughout your games and try to bring yourself back to these when you're tilted, you're going to find more success. Now, if you're like me and you perform better when you work through your games with knowledge, speak through your plays. If you ever pop by one of my streams, you'll often hear me just commentating while I play, saying things like, "I'll rotate back for boost," booming the ball down the field to clear it, giving time for my teammates to get back. Even me just saying these basic things out loud kind of helps me keep myself in that space of always thinking through the game and staying focused while playing. Next is know your strengths and your weaknesses. And this one is a little bit more for the lower ranks. Each of you will have things you are more comfortable doing in game. Some of you may be a lot more comfortable on the ground dribbling. Some of you might be a bit better in the air. Some of you may play very passively and some of you very aggressively. Knowing your playstyle and trying to push the game towards your playstyle is how you take control of the game. If you are someone who spends a lot of time working on your dribbling, keep possession close, take your time, and keep control of the ball. If you're an aerial based player, do what you can to work towards the walls. Take the ball high, challenge faster in the air, keep the play moving, and keep the ball in the air as often as you can. Doing what you can to make yourself feel better about your gameplay will make you perform better. Once again, very simple. On the opposite side of this, once you notice a weakness, you can move towards improving it by training. By acknowledging and realizing you have a weakness, you now have something to work on very, very clearly. Like over the past few weeks, myself and my coach have been working purely on my speed. You're going to get a whole video breaking down how to play faster next week, but it wasn't until we took a step back to look at the weakness that we knew to move forward with it. So, alongside playing to your strengths, you want to understand your weaknesses so you have more to work on moving forward. The next thing we're going to work on is the first touch for a purpose. Now, the first touch is actually a very simple topic and it doesn't take a lot to explain. It is, however, so important, and I don't see many people talking about it very often. Now, a good first touch opens up so many more opportunities than a bad first touch. The first touch is not only very useful in defensive situations when trying to slow down or neutralize the game, it is equally important for offensive situations as well. Some examples for the first touch can be some things like clearing the ball, catching the ball, passing the ball, positioning the ball to start a dribble. All these very basic things you don't think about, you just kind of do in game, all start with getting that perfect first touch. Now, if you can, dedicate a set amount of time when you warm up to just practicing catching the ball, being able to slow it down from a high lob, being able to catch the ball while on the wall or on the backboard to defend your own net, or just moving the ball into a dribble. You also want to work on those heavy first touches where you might not have time to take a first touch and control it and you just want to clear it down the field. These will be the ones to catch the lower players off guard. As well as having a solid first touch for control, you also need to have a solid first touch to clear the ball straight back down the field. However, the first touch is probably the most important in a 1v1 situation. Now, having a good first touch in a 1v1 situation gives you an immediate advantage. It's going to save you time, it's going to save you boost, and it means you won't have to reposition, which would give your opponent time to prepare themselves. It's all about being in control of the ball and being able to plan while being intentional about what you're going to do next. The next topic to touch on is maintaining pressure. Now, this one is one that I talk about the most on stream these days. I see so often that people do not pressure the ball. Like, the opponent will bang the ball downfield to us, and they will still be the first ones to touch the ball because we aren't ready to pressure them. No matter where the ball is on the field, you want to have one player pressuring it at all times. This can either be pushing to challenge the ball or in a defending position. Either way, you just want someone there. This is for a few reasons. By pressuring, you are making sure that the opponent has to do something with the ball. There are too many times in the game that the opponent will have a lot of time on the ball with zero pressure, and they get away with making a lot of mistakes. If you can limit their time that the opponent gets for free, you'll be able to react to the small mistakes and capitalize on them. These mistakes can be things like not controlling the ball properly with a first touch, not having the boost to make a play, or even just making sure they have to make a play because you're nearby. In short, maintaining pressure simply means making sure you are close enough to opponent while they are on the ball. This should allow you to be able to keep them on their toes and stop them from comfortably setting up a play. Keep this in mind in your 2s and 3s games and you should find yourself getting a lot more opportunities and being pressured yourself a lot less as they are constantly on the back foot. Lastly, find yourself a few good training packs. You want a good warm-up pack to start you off every day, and then a few specific ones once you find things you want to focus on. For me, I'm using the Ultimate Warm-Up Pack by Hinata, and then a few aerial packs when I feel like I'm lacking some aerial presence in game. But in the past, I have gone through countless shooting packs, redirect packs, dribbling, double taps, everything. Every time I wanted to focus on one aspect of my gameplay, I found a few packs based in it and then I grind through them every single day. You'd be able to see that through any of my 100-hour videos. I would find a new pack and I would work towards it every single day. You can do the same once you understand your strengths and weaknesses, going back to that other point we made. I'll list a few in the description if you need some, but it is probably better to find your own that best suit your needs. There's not much more to say about training packs. They're a really good resource once you know what you're looking for. Maybe go for ones a little bit harder than you're used to, but don't give yourself an easy way out. If you find yourself making the shot, but you're not making it in a really good way, maybe the ball is bouncing a few times, you're not getting really good power, keep resetting the shot and trying to push yourself further and further each time. This is going to be the way you improve further, and this is how you're going to get the most out of your training packs. That will, however, wrap it up for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, feel free to sub to the channel to keep up to date with future uploads. Make sure you tune into next week's video as there is going to be a big announcement. But anyway, that is going to be all from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.